Hey everyone, welcome back to another video. So, if you're on YouTube, you'll notice that there's been some videos posted that kind of looks like we went back in time and then we went back forward. So those were some of the videos I did for Facebook on our move. So if you're a little bit confused, we're still in BC. Yeah, I just wanted to post because there were some thoughts and stuff that I thought was really kind of cool to share. But these videos from now on will be obviously here. So I will kind of catch everybody up and try to make some videos more clear on my journey and stuff like that. But yeah, if you've been following me on Facebook or Instagram, you'll know that my mom came to visit. So she came for a week, and it was wonderful. I enjoyed it. It was lovely. And yeah, and I dropped her off in Vancouver yesterday. Well, it was Abbotsford yesterday. And where we live, we have to wake up at like 4 in the morning to catch the 6:20 ferry. So it is quite a journey. And it kind of brought on this like this video today, because I noticed that I was starting to get signs of burnout yesterday, pretty severe signs, and I thought, you know what, it's really it would be really good to talk about how to recognize you're burning out before you crash, how to prevent that from escalating and getting really bad, and kind of how I cope as an empath and as a highly sensitive person. So I am an empath, and empaths and highly sensitive people are different. Highly sensitive people pick up on everything. So textures of clothing, smells, it can be like the fan dinging, or people, flicking their finger. Like somebody who's highly sensitive is picking up on all of those things all the time. They're constantly processing every single thing. They notice things that nobody notices. Like they'll notice that there's this like one leaf that's hanging off the tree that's blowing, that no one else can see. Or they're noticing that like they'll notice a smell, like something's burning before anybody else will. So you're just highly sensitive to everything. To your environment, to the stimulation in your environment. And an empath is very similar. It's still a sensitivity, but you're picking up on people's emotions. You process people's aches and pains in their body. You can pick up on their aches and pains. You can pick up on their emotions. You can know where someone is coming from before they really explain themselves. So you really know, you kind of just have like an insight into kind of the emotional state of people, which can be very exhausting. So we're always processing people's emotions. We're always processing, something really, like I can't watch the news because it's too hard. And I find that if I'm processing other people's pain, and I have my own and my kids and everything else, it feels like you're taking on too much. Like you're taking on too many people, too much pain, too much suffering, and it can lead to depression and anxiety and other things like that. So that's an empath. So I am both. I am highly empathic and highly sensitive. So I'm always processing everybody's emotions, thoughts, feelings, noises, smells, textures, everything. It's a very exhausting. And what's interesting though is that as I've learned that this is the way I am, the more that I learn about myself, the more I can recognize what my limits are, where my boundaries need to be, when I'm burning out, and how to make sure that my bucket is full so that I'm able to support other people. Because in my job, I support other people. I'm a yoga teacher, so I support people on their mat, in their physical practice, any emotions that come to the surface. I have lots of people that come to me after class and they might, need to have a release. So it might be some emotions and some thoughts and things that they want to share. I also do Reiki, energy work, meditation. So I'm always working with people when they're kind of in that vulnerable state. So I need to make sure that I'm in a good state to be able to hold space for other people. So as much as it is a gift, it really is. And I feel very grateful for the gift to be able to be there for other people. It can be very exhausting. So yes, so what are the signs of burnout? So now I'm speaking from an empathic, sensitive view. Of course, anybody can experience burnout. Anybody can experience, kind of being drained and crashing. Like anybody can experience these things. It's just more common with empaths more frequently. So we can burn out really quickly. Perfect example, like my husband's not an empath. And so things don't really stick to him. He doesn't get really overly emotional about things. Not to say he's cold, but he feels and then he lets it go. Like it doesn't stick to him the same way it does to me. So he needs that time to recharge, but it's totally different than the physical pains that I get if I don't recharge my battery. So I will physically feel sick if I don't take care of myself. And prevent, to see the signs of burnout before I crash. So burnout is the signs that are telling you need to stop. Those are the signs that you need to listen to before you crash. The crash part is when you're so done. That's when you get super sick. That's when you get bedridden. That's when you're so depressed you can't get out of bed. Like that, we want to avoid the crash. We don't want to go to the crash. That's the worst of the worst. So what are the burnout signs? So for everyone it can be different. It can be physical aches and pains. It can be cravings for sugar. It can be just exhaustion. It can be kind of feeling like you're floating and you don't really know what you're doing or where you're going. Like you kind of feel a little bit unstable and not grounded. It can be stomach issues. It can be lots and lots of physical things. So for empaths, it comes up in the physical body. So it can be anything from headaches to exhaustion, to aches and pains, even distracting yourself, just kind of you're in that fight or flight and you're go, 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 I just got to keep going kind of thing. Distractions, another way that our bodies are trying to we're trying to avoid listening to those burnout signs. So what do we do when we start to see these signs? We recognize them. So after I dropped my mom off, so I've had a couple of days now where it was 4 a.m. Before she came, I wasn't really sleeping very well. So I knew I kind of was in my physical stress, and my kind of state was already kind of in not the greatest. But yesterday it was I was starting to get to that place of nausea. I can't even think of eating, but I'm hungry. But so for me it was nausea, it was exhaustion, it was I can't think straight. I want to go hide from people. I want to just bury myself away and just close in lights and sounds and everything, and kind of hermit away from everyone. And those are my signs. So my signs are going to be different than yours, but I know that when I don't listen, then it just gets worse and worse and worse. So what do I do when I feel like I'm burning out? Number one, I stop. I decided, so she left yesterday, I decided today I'm not going to do any physical or any work. I did do a little bit of cleaning and stuff, but I didn't do any hard work that I needed to get done. I've put it off. I've taken this week before I start my classes just to kind of catch myself up on some sleep and relax a little bit. I definitely look at my food. I make sure that if I'm taking in a lot of sugar, that's usually me trying to get energy to keep going. So I look at, okay, I'm taking in a lot of sugar, I'm not feeling so good, my moods are a little bit off now. So making nutritious meals really helps me. Having Epsom salt baths just to kind of release and pull out all that all that energy and stuff, releasing. Saging can be really good. Obviously meditation. And when I say meditation, it doesn't have to be I'm going to meditate. It can just be silence. It can be just putting on the headphones, listening to some binaural beats, or some tones, some singing bowls, whatever, and just shutting everything out around you and just toning into the vibration and just relaxing. What I really find beneficial is staying away from other people. So as an empath, because we're picking up on everything, it's just nice to take a break from other people so that you can kind of just come down, ground yourself. Yoga is obviously always good, but when you're kind of in that burnout stage, yoga can feel like a lot of work. So it can be more, less helpful than just sitting in quiet, you know, kind of meditative state. If you do yoga, I would recommend doing really gentle yoga, something where you're not pushing yourself into that fight or flight, like you're trying to bring yourself down from that. So something that's like restorative, really relaxing. And those are just some of the things I do. It kind of depends. Like nature is really good for me, but like I'm feeling exhausted, like absolutely exhausted and burnt out. I probably won't go for a walk today just because I need to rest. So it's recognizing the signs and your needs. So each person's gonna need something else. If I'm burning out a little bit, it might be like I need a walk, or I need some yoga. But then if I'm really feeling like I'm pushing it, I might just need to like sit in a bath and like do nothing and just lay in bed. And sometimes I do. Sometimes I just get so burnt out, I'll just go to bed and bury myself under the covers and take a break from the kids, right? And that's what you gotta do. So if you catch these signs before they get really bad, then you can prevent that crash. So don't feel guilty about it. I'm just here to say, you know, don't feel guilty about taking a break. If you're feeling like you're going down, like stop, you know, recognize it. You don't want to manifest disease in your body and discomfort and pain and suffering just because you feel guilty or something, because, you know, you're taking time for yourself. We cannot pour from an empty cup. So I can't be a good yoga teacher without taking care of myself. I can't be a good Reiki practitioner without taking care of myself. I can't be a good mother without taking care of myself. So it took me a really long time to give myself permission to say, it's okay to take time to take care of yourself, to take care of your needs, your physical needs, your emotional needs, your spiritual needs, your mental needs, and to do that so that when you show up for that world, you can show up for the world around you in a more loving way, in a more caring way, in a more compassionate way, because you feel full, you feel, you know, you feel energetic. Like you can't do that if you're running on empty, right? And then we're not really contributing to this entire collective energy in a positive vibration. We're kind of pushing it down. So take time for yourself. If you feel like you're burning out, just listen to your body. Listen to what you need. If you're like, I need to sit down, I need to watch some Netflix and eat some chocolate, go for it. Like that's what you gotta do. If that makes you feel like that's gonna fill you up and give you that break, then go for it. If you're somebody who needs, to hide away from everybody, don't feel bad about canceling plans just to make some time for you, right? So anyways, I know this is a little bit long video. I'm gonna stop here because I could chat forever about this. I will be making more videos on like empaths and struggles and the ups and downs, and kind of like tips and tricks on how to kind of cope in a world that's very overstimulating as a sensitive person. In hopes that it might help somebody feel a little bit less alone and a little bit more supported. So this is all for me today. Like I said in this video, I feel very burnt out. My mom's gone now, so I'm gonna go have a bath and just kind of decompress for a little bit before I pick up my kids from school. So if you need to do that, you go ahead. I'm giving you permission to take care of yourself today. All right? Have a wonderful day, guys, and we will talk really soon. Lots of love.